Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Grille, the Tier 5 German SPG. This one's located on the east spawn of Malinovka Encounter, and it's under the command of talon1958 of OLIMP. Now, this was his last attempt to try and win the weekend line, and this one took place, I think it was just the Friday or the Saturday before time was up. Game on! Well, as you may know, that Angelina at this point had the lead with a first-class tanker, bruiser and a Confederate, so she was well in front of Talon, who had to get either an ace tanker or a first-class bruiser and Confederate and a higher win rate than Angelina. 15cm howitzer mounted on top of the hull that originally was designed from the same hull as the Panzer ICT, the tank that was actually a Czech tank. Oh, that's a direct hit with his first shot. So he definitely hit that tank, the target, with his first hit, the T-52, I think it was. Yes, now the Germans actually started using the 38T for a lot of their vehicles because there were several reasons. Firstly, the 38T was very reliable. So it was actually very easy to repair. And secondly, or thirdly you might say, is that it actually was built in Pilsen at the factory there in Czech Republic, or was Czech Republic, then it was Czechoslovakia. But the thing was that because it was actually on captured territory, the Allies were more reluctant to actually send bombing raids into the factory for the fear they might actually kill Czech people. Oh, that was a direct hit on the Porlak tank. Now, they did actually conduct bombing raids on that factory because, of course, they needed to slow down the amount of vehicles that were coming out of that factory. And a lot of tanks were being made from the 38T chassis, especially the Hetzer. Rounds out. Direct hit on the AT2. You can see that one had 3 marks of excellence on the barrel of that 6-pounder. I think it is a 6-pounder. So, well-practiced player. And in fact, that guy's going back down the hill. We're going to go after the KV-1 this time. Rounds out. Direct hit right on the weak spot as well. Only 99 hit points, though. Now, the original version of the Grille actually was the Aslains H version. This version you're seeing in the game is the Aslains K version. Now, the original version had the howitzer at the front of the vehicle and it had the engine at the rear. But then the Germans actually built one with the engine at the front, which is what you're seeing here. And you can see it side on. There you go, with the driver alongside the engine. Driver's on the left-hand side, the engine on the right. So if you ever want to disable one, you can just aim for the front of the vehicle. That should hit the engine. Oh, that one went over the top and actually landed long. So yes, the engine was on the right side and the driver on the left-hand side. As you can see, the driver's viewport. And they built these during 1943 to 1945. And they actually built 389 of them in total. Now, it was a particularly successful Arty, mainly down to the howitzer, because the howitzer, a 15cm howitzer, was very accurate. Lost sight of the enemy Grille. Nope, didn't get that one, but good try. Yes, the 15cm howitzer was the 15cm SIG-33 or SIG It was the try to remember it, the actual name of it. Oh, it's there in my the Schwer howitzer. I think it was the Schwer being heavy howitzer. Oh right, well he got some damage assist there because he damaged the KB1S, and he took damage from somebody else. Okay, trying to line up a shot on that P43 as he's running back down the hill as fast as he dare, because he's worried that he's going to get next. Rounds out. Oh, that was close. That was close. Actually, I think he's now realised that you're better off firing in this general direction. That 88 is basically surrounded. Well, not completely. He does have a 3801H as his POW, but that Basotto is an easy hit, and he just took out our BK3001. Can we get a shot? Well, the 88's going for the Semovente. Just need to line the shot up. Rounds out. Very close and a lot of damage, and that will help the 88, and he does get the kill. So that's an assist. In fact, he got the last 10 as stun assist in that game. Now, this is one of Talon's favourite Artys, actually, mainly down to the fact that it's very accurate. He can handle it well, gets good results. And he did say that he actually took my suggestion to actually use a lower tier Arty to try and get better results than the higher tier ones. Angelina likes the high tier Artys. She gets very good results with those. But Talon seems to do well with the lower tier ones. And in fact, at the moment, if you want to get an ace tanker, one of the best Artys to use is the M44, because so few players are now playing it. There are only 2 enemies remaining, the P43 Beers, who did get some damage. In fact, now he is the last one alive. So we're just trying to work out where he is, because somewhere out there. Just waiting for him to come in sight. There he is. Okay, so this game, is over very, very quickly, and that is the end. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second-class tanker for talon1958 of OLIMP in the Grille. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He managed to get 9, and he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. Yes, always useful to have a shell handy for any enemy tank that comes around that you see, because the more of the enemy you do hit, the more chance you've got of getting that Confederate medal. And if you do win the Confederate, then there's a good chance you're going to get increased reward at the end of the game. Even if you lose the game, it's better because you get the what's the actual term? Oh dear, Courageous Resistance Award. Yes, it certainly is helpful to have that, because you get the extra XP and credits as well, just in case, just as if you were a member of the winning team. Anyway, we can see that he's got those figures. His win rate as well, 2,267. Is that enough to beat Angelina? Well, we'll have to see. Let's have a look. No, it's not. In fact, actually, Angelina didn't get a Confederate in that last game. She only got a first class and a bruiser. She didn't get the Confederate, but the first class and the bruiser, sadly, that does beat a second class and a bruiser. Therefore, because it works on mastery first, then the medals, and then the win 8. And yes, under these circumstances, I'm afraid a second class bruiser and a Confederate is still beaten by a first class and a bruiser. So yes, Angelina does win the contest with the 212A, even with a lesser win 8, because of course it's a higher tier Arty. And if you remember, that was a particularly good game for Angelina on that occasion. So it's not a win, which means that Angelina had the weekend lion, because there was no other replays coming from Talon on that before Sunday morning came round. So yes, she got to sleep in and enjoy herself for a change. Now, when it came to the scores, we can see that the highest damage in that game was the VK3601H on Talon's team, 1,880 to him. Second highest damage was that P43 Biz on the enemy team, 1,673. And the third highest damage in that game turned out to be the Tiger 131 with 1,381. Talon managed to get 1,143. He was only beaten by 2 players on the enemy team, 2 players on his own team, which means he was 5th place on damage. When it came to kills, though, it was shared between the Striv 74 and the T37. Both got 4 kills each. 3 kills went to the 88, and he got a cool head and steel wall in that game, so he must have survived. And the third highest was the M4A1 with 2 kills. Talon didn't get any kills at all, but of course that helped him to get Confederate. When it came to base XP, it's the VK3601H with 892, then the T37 with 817, and then the Striv 74 with 696. And Talon still was bigger than, or better than, all of the other enemy teams, so he got 580, but that was in 6th place. He fired only 12 rounds, but he got 5 direct hits and 1 penetrating shot. And so we'll look and see if we can determine which one he actually did get the pen on. I'm not sure. Was it the first shot he fired? Let's have a look. Yes, it was. That T52 was a blind hit right at the start. The first shot he fired, 434 hit points, and that was a direct hit. And if I remember correctly, yes, because I didn't mention it during the game, 480 alpha, which means that was a low roll, but it didn't kill the T52. He was still alive after the shot, but he must have been really, really angry that he got penetrated so easily. He also got 8 splashes, damage of 1,143 hit points, all of which was at more than 300 meters. Damage 7 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he got 149 of assist, and that was off a tracked vehicle, and 362 of stun assist. He also got 9 stuns in the game. On a premium count, he actually earned 102,854 credits from the game, most of that down to completing a mission. And he also took away 4,350 experience points, and that was on a ×5 day. So a really good result, but not enough to win the weekend line. So another contest starts, another week of trying to outsmart and outwit the enemy, or rather outwit Angelina for Talon. And again, yes, this is going to be a very fun week, because of course now he's on catch up. He's got to try it again and get it right this time to get another weekend line. Hope you enjoyed that replay. Apologies for being a bit very few replays coming out over the weekend. Most of that was down to the fact, obviously, that I was not having a great weekend, but I'm back into the game again, and I will try and get as many replays out as I can in the next few days. If you enjoyed this replay, give it a like, do subscribe, and thank you for watching.